it seemed like an outing where you had to kind of fight sometimes to kind of find your command, and you still battled to put together a really quality start. What was it like kind of grinding through today?
Didn't feel great today. Didn't have my stuff. I think I was only throwing 2 pitches. I didn't have any curveball or slider. I think I threw like maybe 10 of those 2 combined total. It was just fastball, changeup, and as the Friday guy, you look even if you I guess aren't on, suck that day or whatever. You gotta grind it out for the team, and I wasn't hitting my spots, but I was working out. My defense made some great plays behind me, and gave me a lead. That kind of deflates the other team too, so that helps. So in a game where you don't have your stuff, it's just doing the best that you can to be able to give your team the best possible outing without your best stuff, and I think I did that today.
Yeah, it's maybe not how you felt coming off the mound after the Oregon State game, but you feel like you can still take pride in an outing like this for different reasons?
Yeah, absolutely. Like I said, just not having your stuff and still being able to go 6 2/3. I think that's it gives you very good gives you a lot of what am I looking for? Good feedback, I guess, on like what you could do if you were on. You know what I mean? So maybe if I had all 4 of my pitches, against like I did against Oregon State or Stanford, maybe could have went even deeper and had more success. But had what I had today and gave them what I had.
You still only walked 2, and 1 was the last batter you faced. You only walked 1 against Stanford. How important has that been to kind of limit the walks in these outings?
It's super important, especially as a starting pitcher. I don't care if you're Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. Walking is the biggest, is the worst thing you can do. It runs your pitch count up, doesn't force them to make contact, because hitting is really hard. It's 1 versus 9, so if you give them a free bag, their momentum goes up, your momentum goes down, their dugout gets excited, ours doesn't, so walks are honestly probably the worst thing as you can do as a pitcher, especially as a starter, because you want to go deep into the games, and if you're walking people, your pitch count goes up, so it's very important not to walk people.
You referred to it a little bit, but when you're grinding like you were, your offense gives you the kind of support they did, particularly in that 4th inning. Mm-hmm. Just how different does it feel heading out for the 5th, knowing you got a little bit of a cushion like that?
Oh, it's amazing. As a pitcher in general, just having an offense like that is ridiculous, and it gives you more confidence. Like I said, it deflates the other side, and it elevates our dugout. So, the more momentum you can pitch with, the key thing as a pitcher is when you do have a 7-run inning like that is to just go 1, 2, 3. Got to get us back in the dugout in that momentum. If you can go 7 and then put up a quick 0, like and you're up 10-1 or whatever at that point, like it's a pretty sealed deal, I think.
A lot of times, though, in those longer innings on offense, a pitcher can kind of fall out of rhythm. But how are you able to go back out there and get that momentum to get back in the dugout, like you said?
Just staying moving. Don't sit. Personally, I guess I don't like to sit down, get too stagnant. So I got bands in the dugout. I'm doing bands, not a lot. I don't want to get tired, but just keeping the arm loose, keeping the body. Like I'm not trying to sit down and get stagnant.
When you have an outing like this where you don't necessarily have your slider, your curveball, like you said, what are the conversations like with Angier, just to kind of tell him like, hey, this isn't feeling great today?
You still got to try. He called a few, and I still tried to show him. If I could throw him for a strike, being able to throw even 3 pitches for strikes is a big deal. Being able to show them that pitch, so it gets them thinking. But it's baseball. No one is ever going to be on every single time they pitch. So Angier knows that, and he can see that. It's not even really a conversation. We didn't talk about it. He just can see it. So he's just going to go to the 2 pitches that are working, and hopefully they can compete with those 2.
Against the number 8 and 12 teams in the country, you've given up 1 earned run in 15 2/3 innings. Is there something about the higher competition that kind of fires you up even more?
No, I like to think that I take every game the same. I guess I just been pitching better against them. I don't really. There's nothing about it, I just trying to prepare and play the same way every single time I go out there, and sometimes it works, and sometimes you're not on, sometimes you really are on, and so I just try to do the same thing every time I go out there.